When I looked up, I saw someone coming down. I know it was one of those yellow-eyed people, but it still didn't change the fact that the sound of Uncle Bobby's rifle startled me when he shot the creature in the back of the head. It briefly held on to the ladder, but when it went limp, it fell backwards onto the concrete floor right in front of me. It lay there with its eyes wide open and an exit bullet wound on its forehead.
Pack your shit, and let's get going.
I went into my room and woke up James and told him we had to go and that Uncle Bobby was back. Without question, he began to change out of his pajamas and into his clothes. As we were getting ready, Uncle Bobby barged into the room, clearly mad about something.
Didn't I tell you kids not to let anyone in the shelter?
About that.
About what? Look, we're in enough trouble already. We'll talk about this later. Just get some bags, and I want you two to meet me at the food stash.
I packed up what little I took out of my overnight bag, and James and I met Uncle Bobby at the food stash. Behind the big door were shelves of canned goods and non-perishables.
6 months worth of food and water is in here. Pack what you can, and put your bags by the ladder.
We began putting as many canned goods as we could in our overnight bags. Once they were completely full, we made our way over to the ladder.
I need you two to take the canned goods to the RV, and come back and get more cans.
What about those yellow-eyed people?
They are sleeping. They sleep with their eyes open.
Oh yeah, that's not creepy fucking weird, huh? Jeez.
Just don't wake them up. Otherwise, we're screwed.
With the bag strapped to us, we climbed the ladder and carefully opened the door and climbed out of the bomb shelter. A shiver ran down my spine when I saw the yellow-eyed people laying all around us.
Hey, quickly and quietly, man.
We walked slowly to the RV, and luckily, Bobby didn't park too far away. When we made it to the RV, we unloaded the canned goods onto the counter. I looked to my left and saw that there were 2 Glock 22 pistols on the counter by the sink. James, these could come in handy.
Dude, we need to sneak past these things, not blow their fucking heads off.
We need to be ready if things go south. I don't know about you, but I plan on seeing tomorrow.
You're right. When those bad boys wakes up, we fucking blast them, yeah?
Fuck yeah. We bumped fists and put our guns in the back of our pants. We then made a second trip to the stash and got more food. We've made 3 more without having any issues. However, luck does run out eventually. So, on our 6th trip to the RV, a can fell out of my overnight bag and onto a patch of leaves. The sound got the attention of the Solus and they began to wake up. Suddenly, I saw James pull out his weapon and shoot one of the Solus in the chest. It fell backwards and screeched in pain. Before I could react, all of the Solus were charging at us. I ran with my bag on my shoulder to the RV as James fired away. When I made it to the RV, I threw the bag inside and ran back to help James. The Solus was swarming him as he shot them one by one, but it seemed like no matter how many he shot, more showed up. So I pulled out my gun and shot as many as I could. I must have killed 8 Solus before my clip was empty. James fired off more rounds before his gun was empty as well. That was when we heard a loud whistle, and then all of the Solus retreated into the woods. Relieved, we stopped to catch our breath and calm down.
I heard gunshots. Is everything okay?
We're good, but those yellow-eyed freaks will be back and probably upset.
Yeah, but we need to get to the chopper ASAP, you know what I mean?
We went back to the bomb shelter and packed up what we could. That was when I noticed Abraham wasn't sleeping on the floor in the living room, and neither was Spencer. Suddenly, I felt a pair of strong arms wrap around me. I was then slammed to the floor with powerful strength. I turned around and saw Spencer standing over me. His eyes were bright yellow and shining like headlights. He had been turned into one of them, but how? A gunshot went off in one of the bedrooms. Spencer looked in the direction of the noise. This gave me the chance to get to my feet. I pulled out my gun and pistol whipped him inside of the head. I then ran to the kitchen and grabbed a meat cleaver. The yellow-eyed Spencer recovered from his injury and ran over to me. I slashed him across the throat and blood spewed out of his neck. I rammed the blade into the side of his face and he fell to the floor. He began to growl and snarl as he tried to get the blade out of his face. Out of nowhere, James showed up holding a crowbar and proceeded to bash Spencer's head in. He beat Spencer so much that his head looked like a splattered watermelon. The meat cleaver lay on the pile of gore and skull splinters like a cherry on shit sundae.
It's Abraham. Something's wrong with him, man.
I followed James into a bedroom, and I was met with the sight of a yellow-eyed man laying on the ground with a bullet hole in his chest.
See? He's out cold, Simon. What are we gonna do here?
We leave him. He's too big. We can't carry him up the ladder.
What the fuck, Bobby? If your ass was stuck down here, would you want us to just fucking leave you here?
No, but...
Guys, we don't have time for this crap. We have to... Abraham moaned and groaned as he raised up. He was highly disoriented and probably couldn't tell what was going on.
We have to move. Scrape up your friend so we can get out of here.
Me and James got Abe out of bed, and we helped him to the ladder. He was able to climb the ladder despite his condition. With both of Abe's arms around our necks, James and I got him to the RV, where we met Chad and Sarah, who were waiting for us to arrive. They were heading to Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah, so we better get our asses there before they quit taking people in, yeah?
When we made it to the RV, we got Abe to the bed in the back of the RV and we laid him down. On the drive there, we sat there in silence as we made our way through the back roads, trying to get to the safe zone. The roads were dark. Too dark. There were no streetlights, no porch lights that attracted bugs, just our headlights and the light that shined from the full moon. When I looked out of the window, I saw deer, raccoon, and the occasional possum. However, the strange thing was that I didn't see a single person. Even when we passed through small towns, I wouldn't see anyone. This reminded me of when I learned about the Chernobyl disaster, how everyone was promised they would be back in their home in a matter of days, but little did they know they would never return to their homes again. After passing through another town, we reached the Florida-Georgia border. That was when the RV ran out of gas.
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong?
We're out of gas.
What? We can't be out of gas.
Do you have somewhere to be, Missy?
I just don't want to be stuck out here with God knows what.
That was when we heard it. They growled outside the RV. I looked out of one of the windows and saw a deer surrounded by wolves. It looked scared, but before it could move, the wolves pounced on the poor creature and began tearing it apart. The beast ripped chunks of meat out of the deer as it struggled in vain to get away. I turned away and nearly vomited from what I saw. I thought about Chad's dad when I saw that deer and how he was eaten by those savage dogs. Then, as if on a signal, bullets began to fly at the wolves. Judging from the sound of the gunfire, it sounded like an AK-47.
The fuck is that?
It's gunfire.
The wolves were being pumped with bullets. Some of them ran away, but others were not so lucky. After there were no living wolves left, 2 women appeared out of the shadows. They both were carrying assault rifles with bayonets at the ends of them. One of them approached the RV and knocked on the door. Uncle Bobby walked out of the RV and greeted the 2 women.
You're welcome for taking out those wolves, old-timer. I'm Amber.
And I'm Ashley.
These women looked tough. They're both pretty muscular and tall and could easily overpower me in a fight. Amber was built like an MMA fighter, and she wore a white tank top and long camouflage pants. Ashley had bright orange hair and wide green eyes. I could tell by looking at her that she was someone you did not want to cross.
What's going on?
Looks like we stumbled upon a couple of travelers.
I hope you're joking. We don't need any more people in this RV.
Sarah gave Chad a dirty look. We haven't known Sarah long, but I can tell that she has made a lot of decisions based off what her heart says, and not her brain. I walked outside and joined the conversation. The girls were looking for a place to crash for a few days before they continued on their way to Birmingham. We asked about the Fort Lauderdale safe zone, and unfortunately the whole city had fallen. Amber and Ashley barely escaped a deadly riot at the safe zone and decided that they should go to Birmingham because that is Ashley's hometown.
Well, if you can help us find some fuel, we'll take you to Birmingham.
We have plenty of fuel back at our truck. It's a good thing we're hitching a ride with you guys, 'cause we weren't sure how long the truck would last.
I went with the girls to get the fuel, and we came back and filled up the RV. We tried to fire up the RV but had no luck. Uncle Bobby turned the key again and again, but the vehicle just wouldn't start.
What a piece of shit.
You're fucking flooding it. Take your foot off the gas.
Uncle Bobby took his foot off the gas pedal and tried starting it again. It finally started.
No. I'm fucking driving this time.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm fine. Go get some sleep, old-timer.
Uncle Bobby went to one of the tables at the RV and laid his head down. I sat next to Amber.
Hey,
Hi. I could feel my face turning red at the sight of this cute girl.
so what's your story?
I told her about how I was from Louisville and that I worked at Kroger in St. Matthews. It wasn't long before our conversation was interrupted by the honking of a semi.
What the hell?
Suddenly, I felt the RV speed up. We were traveling at high speeds as the madman chased us down the road. James sped down the road like a bat out of hell. James made a sharp turn, and then I fell on the floor, and tons of canned goods came out of the cabinet and onto the floor. Everyone was holding onto something as James flew down the rural road in hopes of avoiding the wild driver. I could hear the driver of the truck obnoxiously honking at us like a crazy person.
What the fuck is your problem, asshole?
I grabbed onto the table and pulled myself up. James moved to the left lane, but the truck did not pass us. It stayed right on our tails as the RV's engine roared. I saw the scenery fly past us at breakneck speeds. I had no idea what we could do. I mean, you only see these kind of situations in movies and crime shows. For a fraction of a second, I caught a glimpse of a sign that read, "Welcome to Sunnyvale, Alabama." I suddenly saw the truck's headlights disappear. That means it had to have left, but James was not slowing down.
Slow down, James. You're going to kill us all.
I can't. The accelerator's stuck.
A shiver ran down my spine. The gas pedal was stuck and we were flying down the road at 120 miles an hour. I knew if we crashed into something, we were good as dead. I knew only a miracle could save us now.
Brace yourselves!
Suddenly, James swerved to the right. We all fell to the floor by the sudden force. With a loud crash, we came to an abrupt stop.
Fuck!
Whoa! Is everyone alright?
Asked James as he did his best to deflate the airbag that burst out of the steering wheel.
Fine and dandy.
I could hear the hissing of the engine coming from the outside. I knew we had crashed into something, but I did not know what.
No, 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 no.
He said as he stepped over all of us. He then walked out of the RV, and I could hear him yelling and swearing. I stood up and I saw that we had crashed into a big oak tree. The windows of the RV were severely cracked and the engine was smoking. James and me made our way out of the RV to inspect the damage. Outside, our vehicle looked like a half-crushed soda can. The right front wheel was halfway off, and the sides of the RV were bent up and dented.
Well, the rig is fucked.
Thanks for the update, Captain Obvious. What's next? Are you going to tell me that spinach is green and the moon is white?
Easy, dude. Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down. We're in the middle of bumfucked Alabama. Our vehicle is totaled, and we are stuck out here with God knows what.
None of this shit is my fucking fault. I wanted to go to Lexington. But no. You wanted to trust Uncle Bobby is end of the world bullshit. So don't go putting any of this fucking shit on me, pal.
Oh yeah, well maybe... I froze before I could finish my sentence. Behind James was a 3-story house. It looked like the perfect place to settle down. It was the type of house you could see in rich white suburban neighborhoods, which was weird because we were practically in the woods, on the outskirts of some town. Look behind you. James looked and saw the house.
Ha! Holy shit. Look at that.
What the hell is this doing all the way out here?
Someone who clearly wants to be alone.
Hopefully this joint ain't occupied.
Especially since our RV is fucked. Let's check this place out.
We approached the door.
Ha! Are you gonna knock first?
Ignoring his question, I turned the knob and for some weird reason, it was unlocked. I opened the door and walked inside. I scanned my hands around the wall and found a light switch and turned on the lights. The house was not what I expected. It was clean and organized. I was standing in the living room and it looked completely untouched. I know it has only been 2 days since something turned out the sun, but part of me expected the place to be ransacked. The room was fully furnished with shag carpeting on the floor. The smart TV on the wall did not even have a speck of dust on it.
Nice place.
I agree.
This is definitely a keeper.
Don't get your hopes up now, Amber. We haven't quite checked this place out.
Okay, let's split up and inspect the place. Be on your guard. We don't know exactly what might jump out at us. Me, James, Bobby, and Chad checked the first floor. Sarah, Amber, and Ashley checked the second floor. The first floor had a kitchen, which was a fairly good size, a working electric stove along with a sink with running water, a bathroom that was about the size of a closet, and a master bedroom that had a king-size bed, and also a bathroom. But the funny thing was that this bathroom was way bigger than the one we found in the hallway of the first floor. That was the size of a closet.
I'm sleeping in here.
No, you're not.
Hey, I'm old. I need a big soft bed to sleep on.
Sure. You turned 68 2 weeks ago. Suddenly you're ancient? Fuck.
Guys, we haven't even searched the house yet, and y'all are already arguing over who gets what? We don't even know if we are staying here yet.
Yeah, keep the bickering for later, guys.
Uncle Bobby rolled his eyes and walked out of the room. I'm gonna go look upstairs.
Holy fucking shit!
We all ran out of the master bedroom looking for Uncle Bobby. Where are you?
Down here.
That's when we noticed that the door in front of us was slightly cracked. I had originally thought it was a pantry because it was right outside the kitchen. I opened the basement door and I walked down the stairs. Whoa! The basement was a full-fledged man cave. There were football posters all over the room. Not to mention the room was painted red, except for the floors, which were wooden, and seemed to be freshly waxed. I even saw a few autographed certificates, and autographed footballs, and other merchandise. It was as if the CEO of Sports Illustrated lived in this room. The furniture looked brand new, and the icing on the cake was that there was a bed in the room.
James, you can have the room upstairs. I like this one better.
Uncle Bobby was happier than a kitten in a fabric store. I could see it in the look on his face as he threw himself on the New England Patriots waterbed in the corner of the room.
Hey guys, the house is all clear.
Me, James, and Chad hightailed it up the stairs, leaving Bobby in his small heaven. So what's up?
We just need to decide where we're gonna sleep.
Yeah, hold that thought. Is Abraham still in the RV?
In here.
Abraham walked out of the kitchen.
I was just unloading the RV while you guys were inspecting the house.
Cool, what's for dinner? I'm starving.
You know, for a skinny girl, you sure do eat a lot.
She's been like that since we were kids. On my 13th birthday party, she ate 13 hot dogs, 3 hamburgers, 30 chicken wings, and almost all my birthday cake. This girl can eat.
Damn.
That's what happens when you miss breakfast before church and then right afterwards you have to go to a party.
Now you're 23 years old and still eat more than a whale. But hey, I love a girl with an appetite.
Chad then leaned forward and kissed Sarah. Sarah giggled, and Chad kissed her forehead.
Alright, get a fucking room. Nobody wants to see that shit.
We will. In fact, we will take that one.
Sarah pointed to the master bedroom that James wanted.
Ha, that was my room.
Calm your tits. You haven't even checked the second floor yet.
I left the group and walked upstairs. I went down the hall and opened the last door on the left. I found Amber and Ashley laying on the twin beds across from each other.
Hey there.
I see you have found the room you want.
These are the comfiest beds we have slept on in a while.
It's a twin bed.
You obviously haven't served any time in the military.
Yeah. In the army, a nice bed is hard to come by.
Amber and Ashley went on to tell me that they met when they were in the army. Amber left the army 6 months ago to pursue a more normal and safe life. She had joined when she graduated high school at the age of 18. She had decided that 10 years was long enough to have served. Ashley had served 20 years and was writing to a man she had met when she was stationed in California. After 5 years of writing to that man, she decided that she wanted to settle down and get married. Where's that guy now?
We got separated during the riot in Fort Lauderdale. His name's Bill, by the way.
Have you guys decided what you want for dinner?
Let's get settled in before we get to thinking about food.
Alright. I'm not gonna lie. I had a thing for Amber. She was as cute as a button, and she was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed beauty. She had long hair, a tight body, and a cute smile. I just wasn't sure that a tough girl like her would find a guy like me enticing. I was of average build, and somewhat pudgy from all the cheap food I eat. I had short brown hair and thin brown eyes. Overall, I felt like I was just average. Nothing more, nothing less. Thinking about this brought me back to when I was in high school. I remembered that I had a few girlfriends here and there, but nothing special. It seemed like girls only talked to me so they could have the shot at talking to James. He was a ladies' man during our years in high school. He always told me some story about how he screwed around with various girls in our school and in other places. It wasn't fair. While James was going to parties and having sex, I was being dragged to Mom's church. While he was on dates, I was stuck in the house doing homework. It was bullshit, but it happened. He was the hot friend, and I was the lesser guy.
Hey, Simon!
James called from downstairs. I went downstairs and found everyone in the kitchen by the table. The table had all the canned goods we got from the bomb shelter. What's all this?
You guys did not do a good job of collecting what we had from the shelter.
I gave him a guilty look.
But that's fine. However, we need to go on a supply run if you plan on eating something that doesn't come out of a can.
I think only a few of us should go check things out before we all go scrambling out there.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
How about you and those army girls go on the supply run and maybe find us a vehicle?
That's a good idea.
Oh, what, so we can go all John Rambo on anything that comes our way?
Well, yeah.
Well, lucky for you guys, I don't mind venturing out a little bit more. I need to stretch my legs some since I've been in a truck and an RV for the past 24 hours.
Well, Simon, you and Amber go out and find us a vehicle and some food that's not in a fucking can.
Wait, we need...
You won't need anything, bro.
Yeah. You have the literal machine gun Kelly at your side.
Oh my god. Amber and I grabbed the bags me and James used to get the canned goods from the shelter, and we left the house. As we were leaving, I saw Amber run into the RV. What are you doing?
Almost forgot our firepower.
We began our journey to the unknown darkness. Our LED flashlights did little to illuminate our path because the darkness was so intense. Bugs chirped and buzzed around us. I looked up and saw what was blocking the sun. It was a giant glowing silver orb that showed the sun from us. It reminded me of the Death Star from Star Wars, but it looked more like a silver ball you'd find in a pinball machine.
What do you think it is?
I have no idea.
Maybe we're being invaded by aliens.
That's stupid.
Come on, Simon. It's mathematically impossible for humans to just be the only forms of intelligent life out here.
Well, then why haven't the aliens contacted us?
Well, the government does seem to be hiding something from us about it.
Well, they're doing that better than anything else in the entire history of America.
There's probably a lot of things they don't want us to know.
I'm not into all that tinfoil hat shit.
Neither am I, but I once read a book about conspiracies.
Well, you mean the book by Ian Keller?
Yep.
That book sold like crazy when it came out last year. I'm just glad Louisville stopped worshiping Jennifer Lawrence and found someone else. We continued to walk down the dark wooded road. We must have walked a couple of miles until we reached the town.
Sunnyvale, Alabama, a great place to raise a boy.
I looked at Amber and saw that she was reading the sign on the side of the road.
Welcome to the land of Jesus.
What do you mean?
It's the Bible Belt. The Deep South is full of Christian this and Christian that. Everything closes on Sunday, and God is in practically everything people do around here.
I know about church and whatnot, but I didn't get out much growing up. My folks are not big on traveling and vacations.
That sucks.
Hey, a grocery store.
Where?
It's over there. It was a small mom-and-pop grocery store. The big sign in the parking lot read, Big Petey's Awesome Food World. The text was in bright red letters, and next to it was a cartoon fat man eating a Dagwood sandwich.
The title is somewhat of a mouthful, don't you think?
Yeah. Amber and I walked across the parking lot into the front doors to the store. The automatic doors didn't open when we approached them, but I felt kind of silly when I thought they would.
Oh, look, the doors are locked.
Amber took the machine gun off of her back and sprayed the glass on the automatic doors. Are you fucking nuts?
Take that stick out of your ass and loosen up.
Amber walked over to the doors and crawled through the broken automatic door. I followed her into the store and we were surprised when we realized that the power was still on. The lights were off, but we could feel the air conditioning blowing on us.
What the hell?
I know, right?
Alright, let's split up. When we're done, we'll meet back up here.
Amber went to the left half of the store, and I took the right. I collected a few boxes of cereal and a 6-pack of ramen noodles. I made my way to the meat section and grabbed some ground beef in hopes of making hamburgers later. That was when something crossed my mind. I thought maybe I could have a chance with this girl, so I thought I had better prepare myself in case that does happen. So I crept over to the medicine section hoping I'd find some raincoats, if you catch my drift. I looked all over that aisle for them. It seemed like they had every fucking cure for common illness there was, it seemed like. Right when I was about to give up, I found them. A pack of Trojan condoms. The funny thing was that they were right next to the pain medication. I guess the owner of the store was into some freaky shit. I knew that we were going to take inventory of what we had before we left, so I put the box of condoms in my pocket. I couldn't make Amber think I was trying to get her in her pants when I had only known her for a few hours. I collected more snacks and foods I wanted from the store, and I met Amber back at the front of the store. We took inventory of what we had. Amber had food and ingredients she wanted to cook with, as well as frozen meals. I had mostly junk food.
Junk food junkie.
Before I could think of a comeback, we heard a car door slam. We heard what sounded like a group of guys out in the parking lot. Hide! I looked to my left and saw a door that read, Office. We ran into the office and closed the door and locked it. We stood there in silence as we heard the men come into the store. We heard what sounded like wolves growling. I bowed my head and noticed a picture on the desk in front of me. I recognized the people in it, so I grabbed it and put it in my bag.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Amber cracked the office door and peeked out of it.
Now's our chance.
She carefully opened the door and we quietly walked out of it. As we made our way to the exit, I could hear men talking and wolves growling on the other side of the store. When we made it to the parking lot, we noticed that there were some pickup trucks in the parking lot.
Let's get one.
What? No! Ignoring me, Amber ran over to the nearby red dually pickup truck and threw a bag in the back of it.
You coming or what?
I ran over to the truck and we got in.
They left the keys in here. Hold on tight, big boy.
Amber started the truck and put it in gear. She flew out of the parking spot in reverse, then put the truck in drive and floored it out of the parking lot. We sped down the road at 60 miles per hour. I clutched my bag, scared out of my mind at what we had just done.
You okay there, Simon?
We just stole this truck.
Yeah, no shit.
They could come.
Simon, chill out. I'm gonna put the truck in the garage when we get back to the house.
Suddenly, a humongous flash of light illuminated the sky. I looked up and saw a comet plummeting to Earth. Within seconds, it flew into the road. Dirt and asphalt flew everywhere as it plowed into the ground. Amber slammed on the brakes, but it was no use. It crashed head-on into the ball of fire.